You really have some nerve. Do you know that? I mean, really, where do you get off?
Wait, what? Tim, what is all this about? Where is this coming from?
I'm talking about the yogurt that I have every morning. You know that I eat it before going to work, so why wasn't there any in the fridge this morning? Huh?
Oh, did we run out of yogurt again? I'm sorry, I really didn't notice that at all.
Well, then you should have checked that yesterday so you could have bought more. Honestly, you have got to be the most useless housewife.
I am really sorry about the mix-up, Tim. I thought I bought enough to last just a little longer. But I guess you went through it faster than I thought you were going to.
And just when was the last time that you went out to even buy yogurt? Huh?
Well, that would have been about 4 days ago, I think.
You should be checking the fridge every single day to make sure that I have enough in there. If I don't have my yogurt in the morning, I seriously start to go crazy. You know this.
I know. You're right. It was a mistake that won't happen again. I'll buy some more after I get back home from work.
And I guess I'm just expected to get through the rest of my day without any yogurt. Just make sure that you remember to get some on the way back home. Okay?
Of course. I promise that I won't forget this time. But by the way, it's almost noon. But are you at home right now? I thought that you had to work today, no?
Yeah, I'm actually just about to head out of the office right now. I just took some time off this morning to take care of some stuff.
Oh, I see. You were telling me that you had a bunch of time off saved up and they were telling you to use some.
Yeah, well, there just hasn't been a good chance for me to take a lot of time off at once.
It sounds like things have been really busy at work for a while then.
Well, the whole food industry is feeling the crunch of not enough workers. I mean, if I wasn't there, I think things would really just grind to a halt. So that's why I haven't taken any time off in a long time, and I've just been building it all up instead.
Wow. Well, that sounds really rough on you. I'm glad you were able to take some time off this morning then.
Of course it's rough. It's just horrible. And that's why if I don't have my yogurt every single morning, it gets even tougher. I mean, I really just can hardly concentrate on my work if I don't have it. And we're really busy and need all hands on deck right now.
But you said that you were going to quit soon, right? Are you still thinking of doing that?
Well, of course I'm still going to quit my job. I've already talked to my boss about it and they were understanding enough. I mean, you know that it's always been my dream to have my own shop, and I've already been thinking about how I want to have it set up. Once I have it up and running, I'm going to have the best shop in town.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess if your work already knows that this is something you're going to do, then you must be serious about it.
That's right. I'm going to quit my job sometime next year, and in the meantime, I'll be making all the preparations for my business. And that's why I need you to help me when I need it. You can't always be holding me back, you know?
Right. I'm sorry if that's what I've been doing, but I'll try and be more careful.
You really better, because this is just getting a little ridiculous. I mean, if I don't even have a wife I can count on to buy groceries, then what's the point? What in the world were your parents even teaching you when you were growing up that you ended up like this, huh? Maybe I should be talking to them about all of this and not you.
I don't see how my parents have anything to do with any of this, Tim.
Well, if you don't want me to bring them into this, then you need to start doing better and buy things properly next time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go out and get back to work.
Okay. Good luck with your work today, Tim. Let me know if there's anything else you need from me.
Okay, seriously. What is your problem, huh? Are you just trying to sabotage me or something like that?
What do you mean? What are you talking about this time, Tim?
You know what you've done. So don't pretend like you don't know. Where are you right now, huh?
I'm on my way to my friend's wedding right now. We talked about this morning.
And just who do you think is going to lay out my clothing that I'm going to wear for tomorrow, huh?
Oh, shoot. I'm really sorry, Tim. I totally forgot. Do you think you could just do it for yourself today?
And just why in the world do you think that I should have to do something like that myself, huh? This is all your job, and you're having me run around doing it as if I was the wife.
But it's just taking out clothes that you're going to wear tomorrow. Surely you can at least do that, right? It isn't that hard.
You really just don't get it at all, do you? It's not just this. You're making me do everything around here.
Well, I do feel bad that I forgot to do that before heading out for the day, but I think that you should be able to handle it. I mean, there's nothing else around the house that I haven't already cleaned or taken care of, right? I just forgot to take out your clothes is all. Surely you should be able to do that all by yourself though, right?
You are just full of excuses today, aren't you? We agreed to split the work around the house, and you're not holding up your end of the bargain. Honestly, you're completely useless. Do you know that?
I said that I was sorry, Tim, but I don't think there's any need to get this upset at me right now.
Oh, and so now you're going to try and tell me how upset I should be with you, huh? I know that your parents did a lousy job of raising you, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. When you have parents like that, you're bound to come out like them. Garbage can only make one thing, and that's more garbage.
Tim, why do you think that my parents are such horrible people? Where did that idea even come from?
It's true, isn't it? Your dad's company had a huge downsizing, and he ended up becoming a taxi driver. Your whole family is just a bunch of nobodies.
That's not true, Tim. My dad worked hard all his life to raise me and take care of me, and I really don't appreciate the way that you're talking about him.
Well then, don't even get me started on your mom. Isn't it true that she didn't even finish high school? I guess that must be where you get your brains from then, huh? I really should have known what I was getting into when I met your parents for the first time.
Tim, you're taking this all out of context. I told you that my mom had to drop out of school to take care of her family. But you know that she's an avid reader and knows a lot about many different topics. She's actually really smart.
I doubt it. Or else you wouldn't have been dumb enough to marry your poor loser father. I knew that I should have talked to them about my issues with you. After all, it's all their fault that you ended up the way you are.
Okay, Tim, look. If you want to insult me, that's fine. But please, don't insult my parents, okay? Besides, we live so far away from them, so how in the world is reaching out to them going to fix any of this?
I don't care if they lived on another continent. The fact of the matter is the parents need to know when they failed to raise their child well. And that's why I have to talk to your idiot parents about their idiot daughter. You may not understand, but that really doesn't surprise me at all.
You really do think that I'm an idiot, don't you? You just think that whatever you say is the truth, right? Well, okay, fine then. Go talk to my parents for all the good that it does you.
Oh, I intend to. After all, I know there's really nothing they can do to me. I'm the one with all the power here. What is the matter with you? Why are my clothes the only ones that haven't been washed, huh? How many times are we going to have to talk about this until you finally get it, huh? How are you still so useless after all this time? I really just don't even know what to do with you. Maybe I ought to call your mom and make her do my laundry for you.
Oh, just shut up already, you little brat. The only mother around here who needs to set her child straight is me.
Wait, what? What is this? Why are you talking to me like that? What's going on?
You mean you can't guess who I am with that message? It's me, Tim, your mom. And you have been a horrible husband, which means that I have done a terrible job raising you.
Wait, Mom? Is that really you? Just give the phone back to Sarah and let me talk to her. And just why are you two even together in the first place, huh?
Well, that's because Sarah reached out to talk to me. She told me all about how you act as if you're always right.
Wait a second. You have to hear me out, Mom. The truth is that Sarah's just a horribly useless wife. I know that if you heard my side of the story, then you would understand why I'm always so upset with her.
The only useless one around here is you, Tim. You both have jobs. She isn't a housewife, and even if she was, you still shouldn't be treating her this way. But since you are both working, the least you could do is help out around the house now and then. But instead, you just put all the work on Sarah to do by herself.
Mom, you don't get it. We have a system set up to split the work, okay? I have my duties, and Sarah has her duties.
Oh, really? Because it sounds to me like for someone who works just as many hours as you, that Sarah also seems to be doing the bulk of the housework. And I understand that you refuse to help her if it's not something you think is your job to do. But the fact of the matter is that you're both married, and so you both need to be supporting each other. Because the way I see things, it's clear that Sarah is much more capable than you are at taking care of herself.
But Mom, I don't get it. Why are you taking Sarah's side in this?
Now, I'm not taking her side, but I'm letting you know that you're doing nothing but holding her back. She even told me about how you yelled at her for not leaving your clothes out for the next day. How old are you, Tim? Can you really not even figure out how to do that by yourself? I thought I raised a man, not a giant helpless baby.
That isn't fair, Mom. It's not that I can't handle the work. It's just that I was warning Sarah that she forgot to do one of her jobs. Besides, I'm always really busy with work, so I hardly have any time at all to take care of myself and do things for me. Sarah's there to help me.
You really are sad, do you know that? But I suppose this means that you've broken your promise, and I need to scrap all of this.
Promise? Scrap all of this? Mom, what are you even talking about?
I mean that I'm your mom, and I need to take responsibility for my child.
But I still don't get what you're talking about. What promise are you referring to?
Now that I know exactly the way you've been treating your wife, I realize that I have no reason to spoil you anymore. I'm afraid that you'll just have to get money for your store from somewhere else. I'm withdrawing my investment.
Wait, Mom, hold on. You can't do that. I don't have any other investors but you. Please, one thing has nothing to do with the other. You have to let me hold on to your money.
Of course, how you treat your wife and my investment have to do with each other. After all, it was Sarah who came to me and convinced me to invest in the first place. So how about you go and apologize to Sarah for all that you've done to her? And if she forgives you, then I won't withdraw my investment. But if she doesn't, not only am I taking my money back, but I am never going to give you another penny as long as I live.
You mean you really want me to go and apologize to Sarah over all of this?
You were the one who was always putting her down and saying horrible things to her. Not only that, but she even told me that you insulted her parents as well.
I wasn't trying to insult anyone. I was just joking around is all. I promise.
I really don't care what excuse you have for it. You shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Now you need to go and talk to Sarah about this, because until she tells me otherwise, you're not going to be getting any money from me.
Hey, Sarah, I take it that you were reading all of these messages, right? Well, if you'd let me, I would like to apologize for everything that I've done and said to you up to now.
Hello, Tim. I've gotten my phone back from your mom. You can start apologizing whenever you're ready.
Okay, then. I'm really sorry that I looked down on you and insulted your parents, and I would like to apologize for both of them. I promise to be more careful with my words from now on. So, if you would find it in your heart, I would really like it if you could forgive me.
Wow. I really didn't think that I would see the day when you finally decided to apologize to me. You must really be desperate for your mom's money, huh?
No, it's not that. I promise. I want you to know that I've really thought hard about what I did, and I really am sorry. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I'm sorry, but I still don't feel like forgiving you for anything. So while I accept your apology, I don't forgive you, and that's that.
Oh, come on. Give me a break here. I'm trying to give you a genuine apology here.
That's just it, Tim. I really don't think it's genuine at all. I think that you just want your mom's money, and that's why you're doing this. That's also why I just can't forgive you. You're not actually doing it for me.
Sarah, you don't get it. If you don't forgive me, then I'm not going to be able to open up my store like I always wanted to. I don't care whether or not you really forgive me. Just say that you do, so I can show that to my mom.
That makes me want to say that even less, though. I don't care if it means you can't have your store. In fact, it feels rather good to be the one in control now, if I do say so myself.
Sarah, this isn't a game. I've been working towards this dream for years and years and years now.
And I'm telling you that I don't really care at all about your dream of whether it comes true or not. I am not going to forgive you, and that is that. Actually, that's not that. I also want a divorce, and I plan on suing you as well.
Hold on a second. You're gonna sue me? On what grounds? You can't do that.
And why not? You've been abusive with all your horrible language and ways that you've treated me. You really don't think that a court is going to recognize the psychological damage that you've caused me? I'm already talking to a lawyer about this, and he says that we should have no problem with the divorce or the lawsuit.
But my dream to own my own shop. You're gonna take it away from me forever if you do this.
I suppose I am going to do that, aren't I? I guess that means that you should probably just give it up. After all, you only had one investor anyways. It doesn't seem like anyone else believes in your dream but you.
You really think you can talk to me this way just because you tricked my mom into being on your side? I can always find other investors. I don't need her. I don't need anyone.
And just where do you think you're going to find anyone who wants to invest in your shop, huh?
I know there have got to be people out there. I won't just sit here and let you treat me like this. I'll show you that you're not good enough to stop me. Sarah, please. You have to forgive me for what I did. I'm begging you. I'm gonna keep saying I'm sorry however long it takes for you to do so.
Excuse me? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? I thought you were going to find other investors.
I know. And I asked around to all my relatives and they all turned me down.
Ah, well, I know that if you just keep on looking that you'll be able to find some. Don't worry. Don't tell me that you're already running out of hope for yourself.
Please, I know that my mom is behind this. She had to be the one telling everyone else to tell me no.
Well, she did say that she was going to take responsibility for her child, didn't she?
You don't think she meant that she would do something like this, did you? Please, haven't you two already knocked me down enough?
I'm sorry, Tim, but you said yourself that it's up to the parents to take responsibility for their misbehaving children. Your mom is only doing what she thinks is right by punishing you for being a bad boy.
But I didn't even do anything. Please, you two are taking this way too far. This isn't even about us anymore. This is just you wanting to destroy my dream.
Well, of course. A punishment without any real consequences just wouldn't make any sense at all, would it? Besides, insisting on crushing your dream to own your own store was your mom's idea.
But she was the one who said that she would invest in this idea in the first place.
Well, I suppose that she had second thoughts after I told her about how you were treating me. She had no idea that her own son was capable of such cruelty. I suppose that's all she needed to see to know that you couldn't really run your own business way.
How is that even proof that I wouldn't be able to run my own business? Just because I was mean to you, that's the whole reason why?
It wasn't just that. It was also the fact that your mom realized that you were incapable of taking care of yourself. Not only that, but I told her the truth about why you actually left your work. I told her about how you treated all your coworkers poorly too. You weren't just leaving your work to open up your own place. You were leaving because everyone hates how you treat them.
That isn't true. I just have to tell everyone how to do their jobs because I know what's best for the business. My mom can't just guess all that from what you told her.
Well, I wasn't the only one telling her. It was your own coworkers who told her about how you treated them. You remember that time you sent me to your office to pick up some things that you forgot? Yes? Well, when I went to go and pick it up, I overheard some of the staff complaining about you. They were all talking about how they couldn't wait for you to quit so that they could finally get on with their work in peace.
Shut up! That isn't true! That can't be true at all! They're the useless ones, not me. Without me, that place is going to fall apart. They'll see.
I really don't think the situation is quite as dire as you think, Tim. In fact, it seems like a lot of the business's trouble was coming from the way you treated your coworkers. You don't have a single friend there.
That can't be right. Surely there's got to be a single person there with one good thing to say about me.
If that was really true, then surely one of them would have invested in your store or asked to go and work for you, right? But the only person who you could get any money from was your mom, and even she decided against it. No, you have no one left who you can borrow from. You're through, and it's all your fault.
No! This can't be happening to me. You completely ruined everything. I was so close. I was going to finally have my store, and it wasn't going to hurt anyone.
Except for me, when you start to dump store duties on me. Not to mention whoever it is that would have been unlucky enough to work for you. But now that everyone knows just the kind of person that you really are, you are never going to run any business of your own. After all, you can't even keep the house clean without me. Just how did you think you were going to run a whole business?
Please, Sarah, you have to forgive me. You're right. My mom is the only one person I can turn to now, and that's why I need you to convince her to invest in me again. I'm begging you.
For the last time, it's just not going to happen, Tim. You need to accept and just move on. Well, move on after our divorce and lawsuit, that is. After that, I really don't care at all what you do with your life. Just leave me out of it. After that, Tim went to the bank and begged them for a small business loan. But while explaining to the teller that he was at the bank because his attempt at crowdfunding failed and that Tim no longer had a job, the bank realized it was bad investment and turned him down. Later, Tim received a letter from my lawyer inviting him to a discussion over the terms of our divorce. I decided to pursue getting paid through alimony rather than a lawsuit, as my lawyer thought we had a higher chance of winning that way. In the end, Tim owed me so much that he was forced to take a loan in order to pay everything. But I really didn't have any pity for him at all. After all, it was his terrible personality that drove him away from his job, and it was his horrible treatment of me that drove me to his mom. Finally, though, it was his mom who had to step in and set her son straight. A few weeks later, I heard that Tim was arrested for fraud in pursuit of his store. He begged his mom for help, but she refused and decided to disinherit him instead. Now I hear that he lives in a tiny apartment working the multiple part-time jobs that he had to find in order to keep himself afloat financially. Thankfully, however, I haven't heard a word from Tim since our divorce. It won't be easy putting myself back out there, but I won't ever let a man treat me the way Tim did again.